Yo, how's it everyone? It's me, Tabo, and welcome to another episode of Coding for Superheroes. So yeah, in today's episode, I just want to talk a little bit about, the different reasons that, you use threejs. And I want to know your reasons. What is it that you want to achieve? Do you want to build like VR applications? Do you want to build augmented reality experiences? Do you want to make games, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve? I would be really interested because it can also help me better serve you, because it would be good that I can create content that actually is of relevance, that actually helps you to achieve your goals and to actually help solve certain problems that you might have. I wish that I had certain information when I was starting, because as much as threejs has a lot of examples, but there were particular topics that were not covered. And even online, on the internet, there aren't that many tutorials that were actually covering these subjects. For instance, like the math library, you know what I mean? Like how to properly use vectors like dot product, and how to use all of that to achieve certain feats, how to deal with collisions, to kind of have an understanding of how these libraries can help you to achieve these goals, understanding matrices. Coming from a 3D background, I know using software makes a lot of things easy for you. So because I come from that background, I did not have any coding knowledge. My math knowledge of computer graphics was almost zero. Basically, I didn't have any knowledge that was relevant for me to actually start building anything of any significance. So I had to kind of like scour the internet to try to find like resources and piece them together so that I can solve this problem. And so knowing that, then I kind of want to be able to kind of close that gap, as best as I can. Not that I'm necessarily an expert in that regard. I've accumulated a lot of knowledge, but I don't know everything. There's a lot that I still have to learn myself. But for beginners, that's mainly like who I'm talking to, people who actually are starting out with this stuff and don't really have, a lot of knowledge about these things. This is where I can help, because I know what that was like. So tell me what it is that you're trying to achieve, what kind of projects that you would like to build, and what kind of content you would like for me to cover, like the topics that you want me to cover that will actually help you in your journey, because that is important. So if I could be of better service, then that's exactly what I want to do, because yeah, this stuff, as fascinating as it is, it's also very challenging, and it can be frustrating, and sometimes being stuck can be very discouraging. So you don't want to be stuck for a long time. I know that there are projects that I started that were too ambitious, and I had to kind of leave them because I couldn't solve a particular problem. But now when I go back to these projects, it's just so easy that it's unbelievable that I didn't even understand. But that's what experience does, But yeah, it helps when there's someone that can kind of shorten the process for you, so that you don't have to go through all the hills and valleys, before you actually achieve your goals. So yeah, if you're not a subscriber, then this is an opportunity for you to subscribe. Hit the like button. It helps me a lot. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? It takes just a second for you to just take your time and just hit that like button, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out on upcoming tutorials. So yeah, let's make this an interactive process. So, leave your comments in the comment section. Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. What is it you're interested in? Are you interested in threejs and AI? I've never put in too much thought in that, because AI is a buzz, and of course, like, there's a lot of usefulness to it. That's not the discussion, but I've always avoided these topics because I don't want to like create content because of trends, So yeah, but if there is a need to kind of know how threejs could be leveraged using AI, yeah, I'm more than willing to cover these topics or to learn more about it so that I can actually help you out. But yeah, that's about it. So I just want to say, with all that said, love and peace. I'm out.